You tried to let us go. We did. It was getting difficult.
You tried to block our phone numbers.
They're still blocked. You tried to part ways with us. Yes, your company is grating.
But the fact is, we're irresistible.
Yeah, I face it. We're box office, right? You know, we're controversial, which is a good thing, because you may hate us, you may love us, but you're watching. Which were the exact words used about you by Ted Santos, co-chief at Netflix.
Yeah, I agree with Meghan.
Shocker.
We've always been contraceptual because we push boundaries. You may love us, you might be an idiot, but you're always thirsty for the whinge and the ginge.
The whinge?
Yeah, the whinge and the ginge. It's just names that we're called sometimes.
The whinge? The whinge. The whinge? The whinge?
Well, I don't know who's who. I haven't really looked into it that deeply.
I mean, what is it exactly that I ever whinge about?
Well, for a start, being called a whinger.
What?
Yeah, you're whinging now about being called a whinger.
Ah, he's got you there, Meghan. Right, can we just get back on with the interview, please? And in fact, I sense there's a very important question coming. Well, as perceptive as ever, Meghan, which is doubly impressive because you've also retained your previous levels of self-deprecation and good humour. Oh, thank you. I wanted to ask why. Why do you think the public are so interested in you? You are indeed far more successful at capturing the public's attention than your personalities and capacities would suggest. But why? I think it's all about relatable luxury, right? You know, they want the megastar who, eclipses everything going on in their worthless and meaningless lives. But they want them to come across as genuine and, authentic.
Yeah, because we touch every hot button issue, Climate change, we're on it.
Yes, it being a private jet, of course.
Mental health epidemic, we're there.
Driving everyone crazier still, indeed.
Gender inequality, we're on it.
As a hen-pecked eunuch and a self-deluded floozy. No, I agree with everything you're saying, Harry. And why do you think that we're so, popular? Well, I think it's because you so perfectly typify everything wrong with the modern world. You are unrelenting in your support of all the worst policies. You are impenetrably privileged, yet shameless in portraying yourself as victims, which is an absolute modern classic. You use made-up modern words and terminology, court the rich whilst superficially championing the poor. You are intent on ruining the fun of everyone around you, particularly you, Meghan. You underthink yet overspeak. You overvalue narrative yet undervalue evidence. And you worship narcissistic feelings whilst denigrating common sense as morally wrong and outdated. Yeah, I think you're popular because you perfectly represent a microcosm of the very worst that the modern West has become. You've been snubbed by Elton John for a second year in a row in terms of an invitation to his star-studded after-Oscars party. Yeah, I just knew Harry shouldn't have sang at the last one we attended. Blue jean baby, LA lady. It appears as if you've been blacklisted by the legendary singer ever since you couldn't keep your grubby little nose out of his business, deciding to question his decision on serializing his memoir, named Me,
typical Elton,
in the Daily Mail, and not a publication of your choosing. The Daily Mail made our lives miserable, and did so without any provocation. Well, I think that your behaviour is generally more provoking than you're able to comprehend.
I can comprehend more than you might imagine. I completed a Sudoku the other day.
The one that I saw you doing when I walked right past you and the kids was only a 1 to 4. 1 to 4 lines and 1 to 4 in columns and 1 to 4 in the box, and half of them were already filled in.
Yeah, well, that one was tough, but I'll get in one day. No. The one I completed was a 1 by 1. 1 line, 1 column, 1 box. The answer was 1, believe it or not. I never saw it coming.
If only there'd been clues. But back to Elton. Yeah, I really don't know what his problem is, you know? He's one of those kind of guys who, like, throws a hissy fit the second he doesn't get exactly what he wants all the time.
Yeah, those kind of people can be particularly difficult to live with.
But do you think it appropriate to comment on his choice of publisher? I mean, as he said, he wants people to actually read the thing, so he chose to serialize it in a popular newspaper. Makes sense.
Yeah, but that paper made my feelings hurty.
And they literally dragged me through the mud by picking up on my harsh and, hypocritical behavior.
Yeah, why couldn't he have gone for one of the newspapers that happily ignored her harsh and hypocritical behaviour?
Yeah, like show some solidarity. Well, it may come as a shock, but not everything revolves around you and your opinions and choices and circumstances and grudges.
Yeah, as Bishop Berkeley said, if you put a diamond in a safe and close the door, the diamond no longer exists.
Yeah. What I'm saying is that Elton John is as self-referential and as preening as any major celebrity. He's interested in his world and his life.
Yeah, but he's always been so supportive.
Yes, but that was probably a tactical insertion into this whole saga so he could redirect the cameras back onto him. The way that some people use other people really makes me
Sick?
no, envious, Like, he's a pro. And Tom Bauer suggested that you failed to meet the minimum requirements for an invite because you're simply nobodies in Hollywood. One minute we're important, and the next we're not. We're nobodies, apparently. So I just suppose it depends which way the wind's blowing.
And we're little more than a candle.
Seems to me you lived your life. Please don't forget to hit the like button, the notification bell, the subscribe button, and leave me a comment if you enjoy the content. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm going to Nigeria to get back to my roots, right? Go and see the motherland, experience the motherland, the cradle of civilization, if you will. And what do you intend on doing when you're there? Immerse myself in the cultural practices and traditions of Nigeria.
A bit of dancing.
This is, of course, after finding out that you're precisely 43% Nigerian. Yeah, it was a bit of a shock, but like an honor, right? I was like, really? Wow. I mean, okay, great, but wow. In fact, I'm deeply proud to have such a strong and heavy tie to the fair nation of Nigeria, and I'm really excited about going. And what kind of welcome are you expecting when you arrive in Nigeria?
Very small, I'd guess. I mean, they've never heard of her.
I'm one of their most famous and treasured exports, right? In fact, yeah, I think it's fair to say that I'm probably the most well-known Nigerian in the world.
Yeah, but you've only been Nigerian for like 10 minutes.
This is difficult for me to admit, Meghan, but Harry does make a good point. You've just found out about your Nigerian heritage, yet you've already announced a tour of the country, which will be filmed, I guess, or televised.
Both.
Are you not, dare I say, striding onto the dusty savannas of delusion with your windswept wig, the only whimsical distraction from the immense narcissism and arrogance of your eternal self-reference? Nigeria invited me.
They invited both of us, Meghan. Look, hold on. See? Including your significant other. That's me.
Are you interested in anything that you're not the center of attention of?
My Meghan has always struggled with other people getting attention. It's just one of her sweet little idiocracies.
Idiosyncrasies.
Don't put yourself down, Meghan. You've been through enough.
And although happily packing your suitcases for Nigeria, no, we have professional and dedicated suitcase packers.
Oh, how are Toby and Floyd?
Oh, they've split up again.
Yeah, well, I knew that was going to happen. He's got wandering eyes, that Toby. Yeah, I often see a silhouette when I'm taking a shower, or a little hand pops through to give me a towel to dry my face. But I never see who it is.
Yeah, Kevin does the same for me. As I was saying, you're happily having your suitcase professionally packed for your trip to Nigeria, yet you're not going to be accompanying Harry to London in May to commemorate the 10th anniversary of the Invictus Games. That's right, yeah. You could have also nipped in to see the recently diagnosed with cancer King Charles whilst you were here. That's right, I could have. But you're not. No, and as I've said in private, I don't want anything more to do with the UK, right? I'm done with that lot. You can't win. But it doesn't have to be about you. I mean, the Invictus Games, for example, is about celebrating injured veterans. Exactly. I mean, how am I supposed to compete with them, right? And if I do start muscling my way in to become the focal point, I'll be criticized for being crass and tone deaf, quite rightly.
Yeah.
And I will not be playing second fiddle to a bunch of men, injured veterans or not. So instead, when he's done his paparazzi bit, he's going to meet me in Nigeria so I can do mine. They accuse you of being crass, Meghan. And we hear you've been sending jam to people, Meghan.
Yep, 50 friends and influencers awoke one morning to find they'd been visited by the jam fairy.
What can I say? I love making people happy. I love making people smile. And I love making money.
The holy tripartite.
Indeed, Harry. And it seems that you have leveraged the British feel to add to the brand and indeed the overall aesthetic of the American Riviera orchid nonsense, which might seem rich to some people considering how much you hate the UK. Hey, hold on. When did I say that?
That's right, Meghan. I mean, when she ever said it in public? I mean, she's thought it for years, but I can confirm she's never said it out loud. Well, when I say she hates the UK, it's not the UK that she hates, it's just the people.
Nice save, Harry. But seriously, Meghan, you're sending 50 pots of overpriced British-themed strawberry jam to those of wealth, whilst simultaneously tricking those without wealth to pay over the odds for your sugary spread.
But it's all going to a good cause.
Oh, really? What?
To something very close to our hearts. Very close to our hearts, both of us.
Okay. What is the cause?
Well, us. The cause is us. Very close to our hearts, very close.
And you, Meghan, do you not feel any shame about using your tenuous connection to royalty to flog expensive merchandise loaded with a royal premium, when there's nothing really royal about you and you never really fulfilled any royal duties? If they're going to take away my security, if they're going to take away my title and our titles and the titles of our children, then yeah, I'm going to leverage my connection to the royal family to breaking point, right?
We've started doing this little Meg in the Kitchen shopping channel where Meghan promotes her wares.
Yeah, I just let my natural charisma shine through.
Yeah, and if that puts people off, you can always go to the website, www.muchosmula.com.
Yes, I've been on there. Extortionate prices for absurd products. Oh, thank you.
Look, don't get me wrong. We're always up for ripping people off. But as Meghan said, we didn't need to go down this route. It didn't need to be this way. But we were down to our last 100 million, so we had no choice.
The artificial look isn't cheap,
Do you know how expensive wigs are nowadays?
I don't wear a wig.
No, of course you don't, darling. This is a non-wig wearing 42-year-old. Get that down on paper, get that down.
Hello friends, for those of you who enjoy our content and would like to see more videos released more regularly and with greater variety, we'd very much appreciate you considering supporting the channel. I've left 2 links in the description box below, one to Patreon, where you can sign up for monthly support, and one for PayPal, where you can make a singular donation if that would be your inclination. Thank you very much.